For the last few years, 4 or 5 years, a lot of the work that Nasscom Foundation has done, fabulous work, but a lot of it has been very focused on helping NGOs do their jobs better, whether getting them free hardware, free software, getting volunteers to come and work with them. These have been some important initiatives, but they've all been, I would say, at a surface level in a certain sense, not something that can have a deep impact. The Nasscom Social Innovation Honors, which this is the 3rd year that we've been doing it, is really something that I think is taking the idea of social innovation and entrepreneurship and a business model around these issues to another level. You've seen today the solutions span the gamut of issues, whether it's about sharing of information and knowledge, or it's getting access to existing technology that the cell phone has really permeated India, and without necessarily meaning to be a solution to poverty or a solution to inequity, but it's really gotten out there. How to actually help 510 million people who aren't able to access their address book or send an SMS, which to those of us in urban India, that's something we're used to doing multiple times in a day. So the honors actually are recognizing these things, and they span the gamut. I think the most exciting thing for Nasscom Foundation is that we're really launching into the social entrepreneurship space. So the innovations are business solutions, and part and parcel of the business solution is something that's either very scalable or something that's replicable by others in other parts of the country. And that's the part of the recognition and making it this public that we're pretty excited about, whether that's helping these innovators get additional capital to grow their businesses, or it's sparking the imagination of those that are around us that are hearing about these innovations and getting them to even take their ideas to scale or bring them more public. I think the second exciting thing about the honors this year is that we've really been able to target youth. We actually tried to get innovations that are coming from colleges. And so the young people that came from SP Jain, working with Gabadiwalas, which is such an excluded part of society, and to include them into a formalized system, and not just include them, but include them with technology. It's pretty exciting that in 2011 we can see these kind of innovations coming. I hope the future to be both of those things, actually. Right now we've tied up with the Indian Angel Network, not with guarantees of investment, but more with mentorship opportunities. So that's actually being applied to both our shortlisted candidates as well as the winners. But interestingly, I think it's such a different time in India right now. We have all of these social investors that are looking for great ideas to put their money into. So even when we were just with our small jury going through the 21 shortlisted candidates, we actually had 5 of those institutions where we had interest from our jury members to say, what can we do to support them? So I think India is so ripe for these sorts of investments that we can easily become the channel for that or the incubator for some of those ideas. It's just a matter of putting them out there into the right forum. We're working on several initiatives, and I actually will not belittle the initiatives that are focused on our nonprofit partners. They are important to us, and we want to grow and expand those services and make them more holistic. What we're also trying to do is move up the value chain and really get more into social enterprise and into services and activities that are going to benefit at a larger scale. Education is a big initiative that we're taking on, and we've run a few pilots this past year in the area of skills building. Nasscom itself has tied up, as you heard this morning, they've tied up with the National Skills Development Corporation, whereas the Nasscom focus has been on the IT vertical. The desire is for Nasscom Foundation to come in and help with the other verticals. One, see where technology can actually benefit in training in those other verticals, construction, retail, etc. But also to see from a process side, what are the process innovations that the IT industry has come up with for training people? Because we train people in a phenomenal manner. The speed and the quality at which we train people is pretty incredible. Some people think of it as just magic. So how we can take some of that magic and apply it to some other industries, 500 million people need to be skilled, and that's a lot. And given the current state of the education system, there's a lot to be done. So we're hoping education to be one of the next waves of our initiatives. The second big area that we're really getting into is actually working within our membership base. So we have over 1,200 members. The idea is for us to work city by city, the 7 major cities, 7 major hubs where the IT companies are working, and both bring those companies together to collaborate on various initiatives, but also do a deep dive within those companies and see what are the social innovations that can be done within those corporations to have a bigger, broader impact. One of the ideas is I'm coming from the financial sector. I was working at Yes Bank before coming to Nasscom. Even though I have an engineering degree, I sort of got really into the finance world. And I think even with some of the things that have happened that are going on right now with microfinance, one cannot deny that it is a solution, it is a business idea that has the potential of reach. And that potential of reach can change people's lives. So the idea is what can we do from within the IT industry that's going to have the same sort of reach in the same way that the cell phone has been able to do it. And I think there's a lot of innovation that's coming from within the IT industry. If you look at the rural BPO as an idea, it's actually not just creating a product. It's not creating a product for the excluded. It's actually engaging the excluded, bringing jobs where they're needed. So if ideas like that can be brought to scale, can be incubated, if we can overcome a lot of the infrastructure challenges, then those are things that are really going to have path-breaking changes on India.